Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S, and we are here with another installment of more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences. And for today's memoir, we are going to be having a convo, and we're going to be having a talk with the brother Marlon D. So, as y'all are coming in, if y'all have any questions, anything you want to share with Marlon, please throw them down in the chat, the questions, anything that you want to, bring as we're having this interview, please share. As well as, this brother gets down. I've seen him perform a few times, as well as just gotten to just chatted up with him, just briefly. But this brother is phenomenal when it comes to being on the mic and has that presence. So for today's more interview, as he made his way in here, shouts out to the brother Marlon D. I bring to you Marlon D, y'all, as I'm playing some stuff in the background. But again, if y'all have questions as this interview continues and goes on, please throw them down in the chat. Much appreciated and grateful and thankful for y'all's participation. So now let's see. Let's try that one more time. Let me see. Let's get you up in here. Let's make sure we connected and in right. Thank y'all for y'all patience, as well as if y'all like what y'all hearing in the background too. This is tunes from the brother Marlon D. You can find him on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. Today we are going to be briefly talking about his recent project, which we have and is known as Rarities and Remixes, but he has a plethora of projects and things that are set and there for y'all's listening pleasure. If not on Spotify, if y'all down with Bandcamp, please check out Bandcamp. Yo, let's get it. What's going on, brother?
What's up, A.D.V.I.S? How you doing, man?
Living and learning and continue to thrive, man. Yourself?
Nice. Good. Just got off work, making sure I'm making time for my homie, you know what I mean?
Oh, shoot. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to also reach out and,
Thanks for having me.
doing
I
that here.
appreciate you.
Of
Seriously, man.
course.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I gotta get you on my podcast too, all right? So I'm gonna let's talk after this.
Yes,
I gotta get you on my shit. All right? Word up.
Heck yeah, of course. With that, before I start with any other questions and interview, is there anything you want to share with people as well before we start, as well as if you have any concerns or questions?
No concerns or questions. I'm gonna follow your lead.
All right, brother, there we go.
Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to ask. I'm with it.
All right. Here we go, y'all. So again, this is the brother Marlon D. If y'all want to go search and find this brother, for those who are watching this now, you can go click on the top over there where you see the title, More Interviews, and please follow this brother, okay? For those who are going to be watching this later on Instagram or YouTube, I will have all the links to everything that you need to go view and listen to this brother. Again, I know I say this for a lot of the guests, but I'm telling you, the folks that are reaching out to me, y'all, they're giving quality, so please go out there and support. With that, how you been, though? I know you say you just got off of work. I'm not going to lie. I listened to one of your other interviews, and that was one of the first few things you said, too, so it kind of made me laugh. I was like, yo, we starting the same thing again, but it's all good. But how you feeling?
You know what? I'm just grateful to be alive for 2022. I'm glad to be healthy. I'm glad to be working, and I'm glad to be still making music. I'm just grateful,
Yes. Living a life of gratitude is definitely vital. And it honestly, it does well for the skin and everything else. No stressing yourself out. Thank you for sharing that, my G. With that, let's go ahead and get these interview questions in. And for all y'all coming in, please, this is Marlon D. Go check out and support. Go up there, hit follow, as well as if y'all have questions and y'all are curious too who the brother is right here, please throw them down in the comments. Please do. We appreciate that and your time. So, first question I got for you, brother, so that people can get to know a little bit about you and who you are. Can you tell us about yourself and give us a bit of your background?
My name's Marlon D. I'm from Oxnard. I'm originally from Oxnard, California. Um,
Mm.
I was born in the Philippines though, but I moved to Oxnard when I was like 10 years old.
Wow.
Um, I've been living in San Diego for about 12 years now, since 2010. Um, I went to college in Cal State Fullerton.
Mm.
That's how I know like my peoples in Orange County. That's how I met you. I
Yes.
met you through a show that was booked by somebody that I've known since the college days. So I went
Wow.
to Cal State Fullerton, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I live in San Diego now. I also do behavior therapy for kids with autism, and I do home care for kids with autism. So that's
That's
what I do
fire.
outside of music. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. Oh man, we're like in the same range. Like literally, that's something very similar. Not, of course, me being born in the Philippines, any of the other stuff, but as in working outside of that. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I haven't been able to right now. But brother, we appreciate you for doing those things too, because it's definitely needed in that work in that field of just not only behavioral therapy, but being able to support and give that care to definitely a population that doesn't get as much, especially during this time. We got a lot going on. You know it already. I hear it in your bars as well. Um, Thank you for that. I'm glad that you gave me a bit more context and background, man. That's dope that you was born in the Philippines and then you was in Oxnard and we moved there when
Yeah.
you was 10.
Yeah.
Man, so aside my next question I was gonna have, because I preference only San Diego, but now I got some more background information. Um, Growing up, beforehand and not even being exposed, if not to hip hop just yet, what was one of your childhood dreams?
Shit. You know what's funny? I remember telling my mom when I was really young, I was like, Mom, I want to be a priest.
Oh.
She's like, why? I was like, cause when I talk, I want people to listen. But
Mm.
it's ironic, like, me pursuing the life as a musician. When we talk, people do listen. But my dream as a child, man, like, I've been in love with hip hop forever. I,
Mm.
I, I mean, it's all I ever wanted to do was rap. And even though my mom is a teacher coming from an
Yes.
educational background, she always pushed college on me. So it was mandatory that I had to go. I had to finish school. I had to finish college. And
Yeah.
looking back, I feel like I did that for my mom's, to make her proud. Um, but my dream was always to pursue music. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Shouts to everybody
Mm.
tuning in. Shouts to Gabe. Everybody tuning in. Much love, much love. But yeah, like
Yes.
I always pursued music, and I'm still pursuing it, man. And I am utilizing the major that I graduated with in Cal State Fullerton,
Mm.
working with the youth, doing behavior therapy for kids with autism. I'm trying to balance both.
Yeah.
I do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's life. That's what life is. It's a balancing act, and being able to always wait out the tides, go with the flow. And at times, things can get, hectic, but just knowing what your whys and your rocks are, it helps you get through a lot of those things. But man, thank you, because now I know, okay, since if that's the case, that's just been just set in stone for you. Is just in your childhood, besides the priest, but being, really just drawn to and just infatuated with hip hop. Um, did that confirm your love when you jumped heavy into hip hop? Because I did get to listen to a previous podcast that you did do, I think with Elevation Radio. And I heard some of the beginnings of you, like with your cousin and a few other people. Y'all was DJ, like they DJing, and you was doing things at 10, as well as having a group named was Salty, the Salty, the
The
Salty.
name of
What?
my group, the name of my group in high school is called Salty Peanuts,
Yes.
and so yeah, I'll talk about that too because they're a big part of my history and how I started, and yeah, like I moved to the U.S. after my mom and dad split up. I was
Okay.
10 years old, from Philippines straight to Oxnard. I want to give a shout to my cousin Daryl. It was his birthday a couple days ago. I love
Mm.
you, man. Daryl and his brothers, which are my cousins, were DJs. So that was like my real first introduction to the culture. Like my cousin had vinyl. They had, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They had crates of vinyl in the garage. So I would watch them. I know that I didn't have the technical skills to actually DJ, and
Yeah.
I couldn't really afford my own set of turntables and mixer. But I know that I could use my imagination by mimicking the rappers that I heard. So I started off with just mimicking them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I try to sound like the Brat. I try to sound like the Brat in the beginning. I was a big fan of Corrupt. I was a big fan of Snoop. So
Yeah.
I was trying to imitate them, crisscross, you know. But like as you get older, you find your own voice. I've been writing rhymes since I was 10.
Yeah.
Um, I've been performing in front of people since I was 15, and I'm 37 now, and I dropped my first album when I was 21, and
Wow.
that was 2006. I've been dropping albums every year. If I didn't drop an album, I definitely dropped mixtapes. You know,
I,
so
and look,
since two,
y'all, if y'all want to see that
you know what
Bandcamp,
I'm
go
saying?
see the Bandcamp because I was peeping a bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated because I was like, yo, where do I
Nah,
even want to even start? But I'm like, I'm gonna jump in and definitely listen to all of the catalog. I got to listen to the more recent one, which we'll talk about later. But go ahead, brother, continue.
yeah, and you know, like I've been doing shows since I was nonstop since 2005. You know,
Wow.
like how do I say this, man, without sounding crazy? Like if you were like a hip hop legend
Yeah.
and you came to Orange County or you did a show in LA from
Yeah.
like 2006 to now,
Yeah.
90% of the chance I probably opened for them.
Wow. Wow.
I mean,
That.
like from
Mm,
Dilated People, Slum Village. I got a chance to open for Guru from Gangstar before he died.
wow.
I got a chance to open for Sean Price.
Oh.
Al, there's so many people that I've opened up for, and now it's not the time to list all that, or you know,
Yeah.
but like I spent so many years as an opening act too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I mean, and that's how not only for those who are also inspiring rappers, MCs, artists, and things of that nature. That's a part of the homework. That's a part of you learning the craft. Is you're not going to already come up. We're not doing this. We're blowing up in one day, and then you already just being ahead of everything. You got to learn. Like you got to be a student of the game. It
I
happens,
got
but you got to be a student of the game. Go ahead.
I got a chance to open for the Dog Pound and Scarface and Devin the Dude, and I got a chance to open for Brother Ali and just amazing MCs that I've always been a fan of. You know,
Yes.
like the Alcoholics.
The
I
alcoholics.
got
Oh, Todd. Yeah,
I
Tash.
got
Yeah.
I got a chance to open for you know what I'm saying, like yeah, Pete Rock. I got a chance to open for Pete Rock.
Wow.
Just shit like that. Like I'm still a fan of the culture regardless. You know. I'm just a fan, but I'm also an artist. But I'm a fan first, you know. So
Yeah. And that's love and that's respect. Man, that's pretty dope. I'm hyped for you, and at the same time, that's just a testament to not only you know your love and how much time you put into the art, but just also just being around those folks and being able to get those opportunities. Even so, it's a testament to your art and you as a person as well. Because not everybody named Mama is gonna be able to perform or open up for these folks unless, of course, they got some other inside of the way doors. Sometimes these opening acts and these legends and folks they listen to your stuff from what I've heard, and then if they were like, okay, yeah, we'll have this on here.
you know it's crazy. Like I see a lot of clips of Jay-Z opening for Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody had to open up for someone, and
Yes.
Eminem got stories of opening up for Big Pun and Wu Tang. So it's like I'm just I was just trying to pay my dues. You know,
Yes. All right, man.
I'm on
Speaking
album number
speaking of
12, yo,
that, I heard, man. That's
and
again, that's
that's not
freaking
even
dope.
that's not even counting the mixtapes. The mixtapes are a whole different story, but I'm on album number 12, and like I think the beauty about being an artist
Yes.
is like we're constantly trying to figure this out to get it right.
Yeah.
To make we're constantly on the chase to make the perfect album.
we're trying to, yeah, like you said, perfect the sound. And honestly, whatever experience that we're trying to bring to the listener and the artist and what we want to convey come out,
So this is attempt number 12 for me
which
to
is
try to
fire.
get the album sounding right. And I know that chasing perfection, being a perfectionist, I know it can drive us crazy,
Yes.
but like I also think it's what gives us an edge to
Yeah.
to keep working, and never be too content because there's always something to learn.
Yes. If you have that right mindset in there, which I do have some questions around there that we're gonna be getting into, talking about kind of that inner critic and folk and that thought process. The next thing I wanted to add, because you already were giving background of when you started creating music and writing the rhymes. I really wanted to know, like, what besides being in the environment and having the access to do and learn in a lot of these things, what really pushed you? Like, what really pushed you and inspired you to, like, I'm gonna create hip hop music and this is what I want to, or just music in general. And this is the culture that I want to be in. What really drove you?
Um, I'm a Leo, so
Astrology alert.
sometimes Leos will go for what they want.
Yeah.
But before all that, like I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a fan of the culture. I'm a student of the culture. It makes me happy making music.
Yeah.
It makes me happy creating and performing music. I'm not a big fan of the music business,
Yeah.
but I just really happen to love making and performing music. That's what drives me to me to
Yes.
that's what drives me to create. Um, Now, unfortunately, you have to be in the music business
Yeah.
to get this out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not chasing money. I think I'm chasing purpose.
Yes.
Um,
Mm.
I think that people connect to some of the songs that I make. Maybe not all, but I know they connect to some, and I know that for a fact because they tell me after the show, and that's gratifying enough for me. And
Mm.
I think that's my purpose in life to provide music that people can relate to or feel. But I do think that the law of attraction, I think that money will find its way to you if your heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
So I make sure my intention's right first. Like I really want to make dope hip hop music at this.
Yes.
I really want to make something dope. I want to sound dope when I perform.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta keep my breath control up when I perform. So
Yes.
I gotta run. I gotta do cardio because I really care about the craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what drives me. I really care about the craft of emceeing.
Mm. Down to the bone. Bone, 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 bone. Yeah. Man, that's what I'm talking about. And speaking about that motivation and that drive again to make the music and just express yourself through the art of a rhyme. Um, Consistency is a pretty huge thing when it comes to staying on top of stuff and you know honing your craft. So the question I have for you next is, what do you do to stay consistent and motivated to write and make music? Because we can lose that real quickly. We have our
Yeah.
we have our peaks, but then we also have our valleys or lows. So what do you do?
I try to write rhymes every day, and with or without a beat.
Yeah.
But the producers that I've been in touch with since the first album are still in touch with me to this day. They're constantly sending me beats, so I'm always hearing beats, definitely.
Mm.
Um, and I try to keep my ear to what's new and what's hot. Um, I think that keeps me on my toes too as
Mm.
a writer. Trying to see what people are making, what other people are making, what kind of beats people are hopping on.
Yes.
Um, I it's good to get a good gauge of where I'm at lyrically and production wise,
Very
because
true.
this music business changes every 4 years. I think the sound, the way we consume music and listen to
Yeah.
music, it changes every 4 years, and the sound of music changes every 4 years. So, I was telling someone this the other day, like not only we have to be an artist, we have to adapt to like
Yes.
how times are changing.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you this. I find out that a new album's dropping through Instagram. Nowhere else.
Mm.
Do
Wow.
you listen to the radio? When's the last time you listened to the radio?
Oh, I've stopped listening to the radio almost about maybe what, that'd be 8 years ago.
How do you find out when a new album's dropping?
It's social media, straight up. So I mean, honestly, either I'm on YouTube and sometimes even word of mouth. Like when homies be like, "Hey, yo, bro, did you know such and such is dropping an album?" I'm like, "Wait, for real?" It's like, yeah, but most of the time it's social media.
And I feel like that's where the rappers go to too. They don't go to the radio to promote that stuff or MTV. I mean, they just say it on their Instagram, and it's crazy. It's just times are changing, bro, and like it's good and bad,
Yeah.
you know. I think there's too much access, too quick. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
as well as the oversaturation and you know having so much access and so much choice to what you can have and what you can do. For some folks like myself, I do get overwhelmed when there's so much of that to try to keep up with, and people love convenience at the end of the day as well. So if we can have it conveniently wrapped somewhere in one place, one spot, wherever we can go to, it's easy.
Yeah, yeah, and I think people have ADHD. Um, the album will live for like 2 weeks and that's it.
Mm.
I feel like people get over albums quick. Yeah, like when we were growing up, albums will live for like a whole year,
Woo! My
like the whole year,
rotation be a rotation for a while, but
for like a
yes,
whole year, man.
man, and and
Listen,
that's a testament, like you said, to the changing of times. Which I wanna ask. This is all for the questions I got. I want to ask, where'd you get this, the idea that the music industry or just how music in general changes every 4 years? That's interesting. It almost made me seem like it's like it graduates every year, like it's getting a new degree or something. But like, where'd that 4 year mark come from?
I heard that in an interview that
Mm,
someone did, and I forgot, but who said it, but I kind of agree.
mm,
Being a fan of the culture since I was 10, like it does change, how we consume music.
yes,
Like for example, right? Like how do you hear music? Like where do you tune in? Do you do
me.
YouTube? See, it's all different from.
That is very
Okay,
true. I mean,
what's up,
that's
MC?
taking it back.
My homegirl MC's tuning in, rapping Oxnard. Yo, what up?
Peace and
Sorry.
love, peace and love. Oh, you good, you good, you good. Shout outs to everybody that's coming through. And again, if y'all are coming through, this is Marlon D. If y'all have any questions y'all want to ask the brother, please throw them down in the comments, as well as go and support. We got all the streaming platforms, Bandcamp, everything else. We're going to put all that spill in there later, of course, and I'll let the brother do his thing. But as we continue with that, okay, I'm gonna keep that because I want to see. I got to do like my own observations and stuff, but I'm inclined to agree because of the fact that we see that flow and change from literally. Folks is literally like, yo, bro, who's really even buying CDs nowadays? Or who's literally going into buying vinyl, which vinyl has been making a reemergence again, which I'm really glad about because I've never got to, I should say never, I've experienced it, but I'm saying like when its first inception of vinyl way back when, I've never got to really have that joy of going to a spot, picking up a vinyl, literally getting able to, go through, ask folks, talk to it. It feels that piece is starting to, of course, ship to got your Apples, your iTunes, and everywhere else.
Yeah, like I just think even every 4 years there's somebody new that's hot
Yeah.
that kind of like dictates the sound,
Oh yeah.
of,
Very.
of where it's going, over
Mm,
there's always an artist that will dictate the sound of where it's gonna go for the next 4 years. Like everybody gets a 4 year run,
mm,
you
mm,
know? Like everybody gets like a 3 album run, like the greatest, like the first 3 albums of a dope artist is always like their peak.
mm,
Like I think Kanye and Eminem's first 3 albums can never be recaptured.
mm.
I just think certain
Yeah.
things can be recaptured. That was just that time, and it was meant for that time, and that was it. It'll never be like that again, right? You feel
Yes.
me? It
I
just
I I I I agree with you on that because there's a lot of things that can never be replicated. because of the
You know what I'm
change in the
saying?
times. Like you said, the change in the sound. I was just interested in just that increment of the 4 years, which, it's a new thing to me. And, it's really dope, at least to be able to break things down. I know there's probably folks who's like, again, like the person who got that information from on a podcast, have gotten to see that transition. Now, speaking of people having their moments and their memories in those times and structures of that sort, what was the most memorable rhyme you wrote?
Shit. Um, I really like my last album, 13th and Broadway.
Mm,
Um, I think I really enjoyed making the song sitting at home. Uh,
mm, mm.
it's like probably the most hyphy I got. Nah, just kidding. Coming from a boom bap sounding artist, like getting to experiment with different types of beats, it's always a challenge.
Yes.
So for all those tuning in, you can peep the whole catalog. The name of the album is called 13th and Broadway by Marlon D and Joey Dixon, produced all by Joey Dixon. Um, and for my album Act Two, I really like the song I did called Walk Away from Love. It
Mm,
kind of just depicts like how adult breakups go. Um, but I think just to be able to talk about real life
yes.
makes a good song.
Yes. Aren't all of our songs really expansions or extensions of our life experiences? Some folks, yes, it's the creative essence of you just going with creating a story or taking on a character. I mean, shots out again and rest of the universe, MF Doom,
What up,
and
A-Time?
all the different monikers and names that MF Doom ended up having, and just to again express not only those different emotions but the different characters that they're embodied. So I hear you 1,000% with that. Thank you for sharing that, as well as to follow up to those memorable rhymes you wrote. What was the most impactful rhyme you ever heard?
Shit.
Or you can even put rhymes, so you don't want to feel like, I'm only saying, I'm just picking out one. The most impactful rhymes you ever heard.
Like these days or growing up?
If you want to give growing up and then now these days, there's those two.
Like, look, man. I mean, who wasn't a Tupac fan? I mean, as a as a kid,
Yeah.
listening to that and connecting with so many things he was saying, yeah, it impacted me, man. Like the Seventh Day Theory, the Don Illuminati album, the one where he was on the cross.
Yeah.
That album was like heavy to me, and I think Eminem really fucked me up. like, like I mean, like I'm heavily influenced by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like the first three albums, bro, of Eminem just fucked me up. Like, and of course, Nas,
Yeah.
Biggie, of course, Jay-Z.
Yes.
Like the usual suspects, like Talib Kweli,
Mm-hmm.
Common, Dilated, Tribe, Radman. I can go on and on. There's so many.
Yes.
Tash from the Alcoholics,
Yes.
Outkast.
Mm-hmm.
And I
We
know
know a
I'm like a
list.
'90s. I'm a '90s kid, but like these days, I think like I know a lot of people say he doesn't got it no more, but I think Meek Mill's got skills. Like Meek Mill's got some shit. Um,
Okay.
I prefer J Cole a little bit more than Kendrick.
Got you.
I like Kendrick Lamar too, though.
Yes.
I was really feeling Action Bronson. I thought Joey Badass is amazing. I think they don't get enough props. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think this new kid Corday is
Yeah.
gonna be crazy. Uh,
Mm.
there's a lot of amazing MCs out there, man.
Yes. No, there is. That's what I'm saying. And I find it pretty dope. And shouts out to the brother Zachariah made it in the building. He's a dope producer as well as just a dope individual all around. He is one of the reasons why that I start doing more interviews. So shouts out to him And the brother
Shouts,
Black
shouts.
Sound, man. But yes, no, look at Infinite was in 1996, bro. I'm letting you know now. I know that one. 1996, first one. Yes, he went crazy on that. Biter Phobia, if you hear Biter Phobia or the APB on there, man, there's a few tracks on there that M just killed it when it comes to that album. But in general, with all of the folks that you were listening and putting out there, that's the beauty of the culture in itself, that it continues to grow and continues
Yeah.
to expand. Whether if we don't like the particular era, which we say the 90s is a golden era, to the early 2000s, to to now, but it's hip hop is embodying the aspect of what you were speaking about earlier too. It's if hip hop is able to move and adapt, which shouts out to, of course, the teacher KRS-One, talking about hip hop,
Still killing it.
which
Still killing it.
hip is what the knowledge and the knowledge and was the information, and hop is the movement. So intelligent movement. If hip hop is able to do that and continue to adapt, why can't we follow suit?
Zachary. Yeah.
Why can't we follow suit and do the same and be able to adapt and learn how to be flexible within the culture?
And I think what's amazing about what's going on right now is that the like us '90s kids, we're seeing the legends from the '90s
Yeah,
like to this day, like still killing it.
is it true?
Like Nas is still dropping quality albums, man, and that's a perfect example. Like Nas adapted to like the Hit Boy sound and laced him on some 2022 shit. It still sounds boom bap, but it sounds like now, like boom bap now, and
Yes.
it's a perfect example. Like artists have to adapt, and Nas adapted, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I think Dr. Dre's still putting out quality work. I think like the Super Bowl performance was a perfect example. Like just
Mm.
they're still sounding good out there, and like I just think if you're still sounding good, you gotta keep doing it. Like you know,
But
if you're still putting out something quality, you gotta keep doing it.
hip hop is still considered. I'm not saying it's considered a baby. Hip hop is done already about almost close
What
to
up,
50 years old
Chris
from
Fader? What
from
up?
73.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's still very young, and there's so much more to continue to grow. It hasn't even yet hit that 50 mark, as well as it hasn't even been a century old yet. Um, so there is so much more to be explored and to be learned. So as much as we can have these, different thoughts and different errors, where some would say old heads, young heads, and causing not just only the division, but the break in different sounds. It's learning how to incorporate all of that to continue to build that bridge and continue to build that union with just seeing the progression. Because I mean, again, from you having so many albums and so many other folks having albums, if you decided, yo, man, I hate all the stuff that I did previous to my last like 4 albums, I'm gonna just kick them off and leave them out on the surface. People won't be able to really backtrack and get to see your growth and your progression as you move forward. People are gonna just think already, just like after like the first like 4, if not even if you only did first 3 albums, it's like, okay, this is how dude rocks and rolls and stuff, versus seeing like all the intricate work that was done all the way up to there. So I think it's dope, like, and it's needed. And I tell a lot of folks the same thing that are afraid to put stuff out too. Just trying to, I know we
Yeah,
try to perfect the sound and do things like that,
yeah.
but you never know. That song that you put out that you were so afraid not to put out because you needed this extra mix or that extra this to make it sound very crispy or this, that rawness might actually really gravitate to them. And that song could end up not just saying quote unquote, saving a life, but it helped somebody get by and they'd be so inspired that shoot, who knows? You might end up inspiring the next Nas or the next who, coming up. So
Yes.
don't be afraid to put that out there, and don't be afraid to look back on what you've accomplished to see how much you've grown.
Yeah, man, and we're in control of how we want to release our music.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot of outlets and platforms to release your music now, and I think technology helps, but technology also can kind of kill this. But we're in control of how we want to release our music, I
Yes.
mean, some people think that the album format is dead, and people think we should just release singles. I don't believe in that. I think
Yeah.
nah, fuck that. You gotta keep dropping albums. But if you find out that that's not your style, then you can also release singles. You know,
Yes.
we have freedom. You know, we don't need the labels no more. We can do this ourselves. You know.
Very true. And I'm going to have some stuff for you for that too, as well as we coming up with some more questions, y'all. Moving to the next question that I have for you. We spoke about it earlier when not only trying to keep yourself motivated and, pursuing the art. Question I got for you is a follow up from that is, has there ever been a moment that you doubted your skills due to comparing yourself to others?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm look at I just a reason why I wanted to ask that because it's it's so real because I can give if I can give example because I know this is about you, brother, but I just want those out there to hear that too. Is there's a moment in time that folks right now, this brother, I don't think he raps it. He doesn't rap anymore. He's becoming an inspirational speaker and things of sort. But there's a brother out here who's rapping when I was just starting to come up by the name Prince E. And I heard some of his stuff, and he was going in and going crazy. And there was one freestyle that I watched him go and just body. And literally, I sat there and I was like, yo, I think I should just stop rapping. Like, this dude got it. Like, if we worry about him, I should stop rapping. But on the flip side of that being said, brother, there being that time that you doubted yourself when comparing those skills, how did you deal with that inner critic?
Well, for example, right? Like, we got two choices. One of my biggest fears is like, I don't ever want to be the bitter rapper who got fat and old.
Mm,
I don't want to be the guy who got bitter and got bitter and bitter and bitter, you know? So, like, it's easy to compare ourselves to people where their careers are going up and you're wondering why yours is not coming up yet. It's so
yes.
easy for us to get down on ourselves. But I think what you need to do is like, you need to use that as inspiration.
Mm,
You need to use that as a reason to go harder, you know? Like, don't get bitter, just get better, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta work
mm,
harder, you know? You gotta look in yourself why you haven't came up. And we all have different perspectives of what coming up means, you know?
yes.
But to me, I have great freedom of making the music I want to make and
Yes.
and releasing it how I want to release it. But like, I gotta give props to what it's do. Like, I love what Griselda Records are doing. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like when I hear Benny the Butcher and Conway spit, it definitely inspires me to like to just to also keep working out my craft because they're definitely carrying that lyricism onto the next decade. You know, like
yeah.
2022, they're carrying the torch of like of lyricism in the forefront.
Mm,
Um, but there's so many great MCs out here that I've witnessed face to face, like you know, doing shows with a lot of unheard talent that deserves a shot.
yes. Wow. Mm. So y'all push through, do what y'all can. And if you can say specifically for yourself, I know it was the, that fear and the just not wanting to become, that bittered old fat, rapper. What
And I'm not
is
trying to shame.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not trying to shame that. What I'm saying is
yeah,
like I just don't want to sit on my ass and get lazy
yes.
and blame others for my problems on
Mm-hmm.
why I'm stuck in this position. At some point, I gotta look at myself. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look at
Yes.
myself and what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm. Mm.
we gotta look at ourselves.
Yes. It's
And
it's
I
very
mean,
important. Looking what, the man in the mirror or the
you
person
got
in the mirror?
you gotta blame the person in the mirror. There's no one else to blame. You know, and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get caught in like blaming others, man.
It's your life.
You know,
You had the control. You had the will. Hopefully you do.
you gotta get up off your ass. Period.
Yes. Yes.
Period.
Uh.
You know.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. with that, I'm gonna move to some. I call them fun questions, but it's that's my perspective on it. But I have a few fun questions to add to get you in there going to on the one of the
I love
greatest
you,
or the
Fader.
guardest working in C's on
Yo,
and off the mic. Yes,
to all my
MCs.
peoples that need that haircut, all right, add Chris Fader, KRISSFADER, one of the illest DJs that came out of Long Beach. Shouts to
Mm,
Kodak, shouts to everybody that held me down in Long Beach. Thank you, thank you. But one of the illest barbers out there in the area, hit him up for a cut.
that's fire. Do it. That's what I'm gonna say. No Nike, just do it. Um, with that, the first question, I always like to start it off with a would you rather question with this stuff. So for all those two, if y'all want to join in on this would you rather, you're more than welcome. You can put it in the comments here now or later. But again, appreciate y'all and y'all time. So the first one, would you rather be an inventor of useless items and be well loved, or be an outspoken revolutionary and be hated and ridiculed?
I'd rather be an outspoken revolutionary and be ridiculed. I've been ridiculed my
Mm,
whole life.
mm,
People still ridicule me now.
mm. And that's why you gravitate to that one so much.
Yeah, because I think it can't feel good to be rich off something that you didn't really like.
Mm,
Um, like if you feel like you're a fraud yourself and you got rich by making something meaningless and you know that it was a quick like a quick get money scheme. I
yeah,
don't know if that feels good, but I think if you stay who you are, I think it's better because you're not hiding who you really are, you know?
yes. Wow.
But not saying I don't like money,
Yeah, no, exactly.
but I'd rather get it like the legit way and just staying who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm. You got your values, got your morals, you got your principles, your purposes for why you want to end up doing things, and it's just not only about just the money. As you said, you will manifest that, and it will come to you. You will attract that to you with your
amen,
intentions.
amen.
Mm. Off the cusp. Um, 5 favorite food spots. Go.
L&L Hawaiian barbecue.
Okay. Okay.
Any of the Mexican restaurants in San Diego that serve that carne asada fries.
Okay.
Um, I love pho. Uh, I love Korean barbecue.
Okay.
And I love me some Filipino food, man.
Okay. Give me a specific Korean barbecue spot that you go to.
Uh, it's called Ipo restaurant in
Mm.
in my hood in San Diego out here.
Okay. Okay.
Ipo barbecue, something like
Yeah. That was a special one for all you foodies out there. That's
that.
why I did that. It's for all you foodies out there, okay? Uh, and the other one that I have for you. So you want to maybe sit back on this one and take it all in. If I gotta repeat it, I will repeat it again. I just come up with these and we go with them. So last one I got for you is if you were if you only had the sense to feel, so only had the only sense to be able to feel, how would you describe the world, life, and music using only a few words and colors? Mm-hmm.
One more time.
So if you only had the sense of feel, so you only could feel things. So that means you can't see, you can't hear, all the other ones. You ain't eating anything either, unfortunately for you foodies. Um, but if you only had the sense to feel, how would you describe the world, life, and music using only a few words and colors?
All right. I would describe music as uh, blue. The blue, blue.
Mm.
Because I think we all speak the blues in our music.
Mm.
As far as the earth, as far as the world, I'm gonna describe it as black
Hmm.
because it can get dark. Like shit can get dark in this world right now, and there's been some dark times.
Yes.
We definitely been through some dark times these past couple years, and
Yes.
people are saying we're on the verge of World War III.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy, crazy times right now. Did I answer the question? I don't know if I
Oh
did.
yeah, yeah, you did. You explained the world. You did music. Or what about then if it was to be your life? How would you explain that in words in a color?
It'd be gray.
Why is that?
Because it ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? It's not black, it's not plain black and white.
Mm-hmm.
It's all mixed in, dog. We have our good days and we have our bad days. I got my good days. I got my bad days. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Um Sometimes we fuck up.
Yes.
Sometimes we win.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we lost.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find true love, right?
Yes.
Sometimes people break up.
Mm.
Uh Sometimes you feel good about your career. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Mm. If y'all think he's just speaking right now, nah, he rapping. He rapping for y'all right now.
Yeah.
He going in. Man.
And all those who really listen to my music,
No.
I talk about this a lot, and
Yeah.
I talk about karma a lot.
Mm.
I talk about the energy that we give out. Definitely will come back,
Yes.
you know, good or bad. I think tables turn.
Mm.
I think sometimes you're popping and sometimes you're not.
Mm.
You better be careful. Great sauce match
Match
everything.
everything.
I think sometimes I think I think sometimes we go for our dreams, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we sit back and watch time pass by, right?
Yeah.
And these past couple of years hasn't been easy on everybody's mental health.
Very true.
Mental health. I'm an. Oh, by the way, guys, I got a podcast named M.O.O.R.E Podcast. I started it in October 2020. I focused on hip hop, mental health, those who are advocating for
Mm.
social work, behavior therapists, teachers, healers, artists, of course. I had Chris Fader on that. Chris Fader is a DJ from Long Beach who is now a barber, but still balancing both, doing both well. And I
Mm.
got to interview cats like A.D.V.I.S, those who are rapping, those who are providing platforms for MCs like me. I got to return the love back, you know what I'm
Oh
saying? So,
yes.
like, um, yeah, this world is crazy, man. I'm
Yes.
not perfect. I'm trying to be a forgiving person, more
Yes.
forgiving. It's hard, bro. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's not easy, dog. Life hasn't been easy, but we got to be thankful that we're
Mm-hmm.
alive because every day above ground, right?
Yep. It's a day well worth living.
Like we're healthy right now, bro.
Yes.
We know, you know what I'm saying? No one's sick, dying right now. You know what I mean? So,
Gratitude,
yeah.
y'all. If you don't get all of this, gratitude. And it's okay that there's a gray line, gray, silver, all those different type of linings that you want to call. But again, it's the way that you put that all together to create your experience in your life. It really does come down to all the way up in here. So we send out that mental health and that mental love to all y'all. Hashtag self-care for your health care. Mm.
And music's an outlet for me too to like release and use it as therapy. So
Yes,
we all need an
definitely.
outlet. We all need an outlet to like release our demons or our stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't
You
keep it
know,
pent up. Don't keep it just sitting there. Find that. And that's where a lot of folks, again, get themselves caught off in there and then they start, indulging in different things, again, to find that way and that outlet to show them a way. Not saying that, oh, one is better than the other, but one may
shouts to the
suit the
word, man.
other. What's going on, word man? What's the word? I love words
Word
too.
man.
What's up? Getting back
Mad
into the other
respect.
questions there. Getting back into the other questions here that we got, as well as if you have any questions too, as we're continuing to shoot, just let me know. As well as if you got a time you gotta go, just let me know too as well.
It's all good. It's all good.
Next one I coming back got for you is when I first got to at least meet you. Of course, in Santa Ana. Shouts out Santa Ana. Shouts out to the pizza show. Shouts
Shouts
out
to Mike
to
Hampstead.
everybody there. Clock and
That's right.
Freddie, who was in here
That's
too.
right. That's
Freddie the
right. That's
Wizard.
right.
Everybody
That's
was
right.
there.
That's right.
On your page, man, I've been seeing, like you've been talking about, you've been just performing since it's 15, and you've been all over the place just rocking mics and shows. And what I want you to talk about from doing all of that is, can you speak about the financial and the business skills it takes to be a successful indie artist?
Mm-hmm. So the key word is independent.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you chose to do this on your own. And if you choose to do this on your own, be ready to dedicate time. Be ready to dedicate your life. Be ready to invest. You are going to invest to get that quality sound in the recording studio. You are going to
Yes.
invest for your album covers. Sometimes you're going to invest in the beats you use. You're going to invest. You're going to invest in gas money to drive some of these spots.
Yep.
But as an advocate for mental health, I also think that if music business is driving you nuts and it's not for you, you're allowed to take a break. I've taken a break in 2019 and 2000. I took a good break in 2018, going into 2019. I pursued other things like acting, and I was doing theater for a while, for like a year and a half. And I was still doing theater now, but I pursued other endeavors, But you're allowed to take a break,
Yes.
But just know that it's a lifestyle. Like, if you're gonna be creating for the rest of your life, just know that you got to take care of finances. You got to have a job outside of this, you know. Little brother, like Little Brother's music speaks to me so much, dog.
Shouts out
That's
to rapper Big Pooh, Fonte, and of course the original crew. We had Knife Wonder, but then again, shouts out to Little Brother.
when I listen to their music and what they talk about, it's almost like they're speaking for us, dog. For me, you, like, like they capture that life of a regular
Yeah.
Joe, but also a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like an MC. And I gotta go to work like everybody, man. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta
Yes.
go to work like everybody, man. And I mean, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have the funds to invest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
but guys, the money will come. Streaming, shows, ticket sales, the bar percentage, like, it will come. CDs that you sold, the albums you sell, your
Yes.
website, the albums they buy off your website. It's gonna come, but that cannot be your intention coming into this. Like, you
Yes.
gotta you gotta love music.
Yes.
You gotta love making music, and I'm still doing that. I'm still in love with making music. As a matter of fact, I love it so much it stresses me out.
Man.
I love it so much to make it perfect that I put the stress on me to make it perfect. I'm too hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? But
And so
what
with
what
that,
artist is not? What artist
that's
is
true.
not hard on themselves?
That is very true. And
Speaking of
again,
elevation,
speaking,
elevation.
yes, shouts
Speaking
out
of
to
elevation.
Elevation Radio Podcast. Shouts out to you,
Speaking
because
to
I got to get it.
elevation. Yeah.
That is so dope. That's so dope that happens to be come through. Man, the speaking you saying that, the adding on of knowing that it's independent, you come in, you doing it, and knowing that it's you. as well as knowing that it can stress you out at times and being able to take those breaks and do other
Yeah, you
things,
got
you know.
to take a break.
Um, to add a little bit more context to that, how do you keep yourself in check with all of those demands of being an artist? How do you personally keep yourself in check?
Honestly, sometimes the stress makes me overeat,
Mm,
and I gain weight. In order for me to balance that out, I gotta do cardio 2 to 3 times a week.
mm,
So I try to run 2 to 3 times a week. Um, I try to eat better. I'm
mm.
trying. It's not easy.
Yes,
Um, I think you need one day out the week to just watch Netflix.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
I think you need one day out the week to just lay out and get your rest.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's good to stay humble.
Mm,
It's good to be professional.
yes,
That's how you develop like long-lasting relationships with promoters, producers, radio personalities, and
yes,
that's how you develop a long-lasting relationship. Just stay professional. Show up if you say you're gonna show up.
that is true.
Show up on time. Give them a good show. Give them a great show.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it's 5 people, 25 people, 250 people. You got to give them like your 200%.
Yes,
Try your best to make quality music,
yes.
and I'm still trying. I'm still trying, man. I'm still trying. Like I'm still learning, bro.
And you've done it. Now you've done it. I'm letting you know now. I know you got that in your mind and you're like, I'm still putting it out. I'm letting you know now, like you've definitely done it. There's a lot of stuff that I know I'm gonna
Thank
go
you, man.
back and I'm definitely gonna be like, yo, but especially speaking of getting into the main portion of this with, of course, the project, I want to talk about the more recent project, Rarities and Remixes, because there's some stuff on there that I got to listen to a couple days back, and then today I was doing some yard work and just bumping the whole thing, and I was like running a couple songs back. I'm like, yo, wait, hold on, wait, what was this? What did he just do? Yeah, man, this is mad sick. Yes, y'all, I do yard work too. Okay, and the funny thing is, while I was doing my yard work, there's actually people walking by giving me critique, not critiques, but like good compliments, like, "Ooh, you doing a great job." I'm just like, this is funny, but hey, shouts out to those people as well. But um, with that, yeah. So again, for those coming in, this is the brother Marlon D. We are here for episode again, another one of more interviews, and we're talking
What?
about the project Rarities and Remixes. So with that, brother, can you tell us a little bit about the project, about Rarities and Remixes?
Yeah, after I dropped 13th and Broadway of May 2021,
Mm-hmm.
I just kept going to the studio, and I had about maybe 13 songs done, 14 songs done, and I wanted to drop it just to give something to the peoples before my album drops, my 12th album's called The Orphan. So
Mm.
so I dropped this mixtape just to like I use large professor beats. There was some Madlib beats, Ninth Wonder beats, but there
Mm-hmm.
was also beats by original beats from my homie Optimize from San Diego, and original songs mixed in. There's
Mm.
mixtape joints and original songs, but um there's a song called Marlon and Marley.
Yeah. Yep.
uh, um, I definitely use a Marvin Gaye mashup with and a Jackson 5 mashup. Uh, and
Which I remember
and
you performing that when you was first there. Once I heard the lyrics, I was like, "Yeah, let's take it back to the." I'm like, "Oh, this is where is this from?" Oh, bro, I got to see this perform live, man. That's freaking dope. But continue.
yeah, and I'm really working on The Orphan. Uh, so I dropped a mixtape January 1st, 2022, right when New Year's Day dropped. I just wanted to like let it out.
Mm.
Um,
Why
I've
the
been
first?
performing it. I just wanted to drop something on top of the year. I feel like one of my rituals is like I always spend New Year's Eve or New Year's Day in the recording studio.
Oh wow.
I just feel like that sets the tone for the rest of the year. Like, so I wanted to release music on the top of this year. Just it's just good energy to drop something on top of the year. Like.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Wow. Okay. Man. Um.
But the Orphan, I'm halfway done.
A.
Uh, I think I'm scared and nervous to make it perfect, but you're right. At some point, I just got to put it out.
Yes.
So
Yes. And it's gonna be well received. Honestly, even if it's one,
I
10,
appreciate
the
you so much.
100,000.
Thank you.
Again, from at least what I've gotten to hear, experience, and see, brother, there's a lot of things that I do that I resonate with. So I mean, when it comes to your rarities and the remixes, there's a few tracks on there. And I was just like, yo, I had to run those back.
Which one? Which one tripped you out? Like, oh shit.
The ones that I was just like, yo, it just stuck with me, bro. I love the mashups that you did, bro.
Thank
I
you.
love the Marvin, the Lord Finesse and that mashup because, of course, those lyrics. I was like, wait, I know I heard it before, but I love that mashup. It's very dope, as well as I like the Ambrosia freestyle. I love that one, which I'm gonna have a question about this too, because I'm gonna ask you about it because I've asked a number of people. Maybe you talked about it before, but just hold on. I got you about a question about freestyle. The other one that I liked and I saw that you said was original, All I See,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
very dope.
Produced.
But I like that one. But my favorite one that I kept running back so many times, and it's probably because when I first started rhyming, Ninth Wonder was one of the first producers that I started rhyming over beats. So the song that I played so many times, bro, is that They Don't Even Know. That thing is freaking fire, bro. That track is fire, bro. I played that so many times, man. It was probably gonna be to a point where, knowing me, when I play stuff back a number of times, yo, I'm about to know all your all your lyrics, bro.
Yo, add this. That song's about like they don't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they don't even know. Like the work and the dedication and the years. I'm 30. Yo, guys, I'm 37.
Hey,
I've been
Kunde.
dropping. I'm 37. I've been dropping albums since 21. I had to dedicate a majority of my life to this, and like, um, it's a lifestyle, and if you want to choose this life, if it's for you, you should go for it.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to take a break, though. You're
Yes.
allowed to take a break.
Love on yourselves. Please give yourselves some love because honestly, this
And
world
some
out here
credit.
can be harsh. And credit. Yes.
Yeah, this world
Not
can be
debit.
cruel.
Not debit, y'all. Don't put yourself in debt, debit, but credit, okay? I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. I get
I'm
goofy
glad.
like that.
I'm glad you like. They don't even know.
I don't even know. Bruh. Yes. Yes. But again, this was if this is I know this is dope and going back and hearing some of this stuff, I know I'm about to. And I knew I heard was what you once you talked about earlier about some of the most memorable rhymes for you, man, you performed sitting at home as well too. So I was like, yo, hold on. Now I was because I'm getting to hear it too, man. You do, bro. You got some stuff that I honestly would say please be proud of that you've done
Thank
put
you,
out
man.
for
Thank you,
sure.
man. I
Please.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes. And shouts out to everybody that's in here, y'all. If y'all
Yeah,
don't
thank you.
know, this is the brother Marlon D, man, repping all over the place, man. And he just really does his thing in the scene. He's been doing so much. It's opened up for some folks that y'all were probably babies. If not, y'all have just been admiring. So if y'all want to check him out, please follow. Hit up there on the up there. You see the title, more interviews. Please follow on Instagram as well as please
Jaw
don't forget,
Logic.
yeah, his stuff is fire.
Jaw
Mm-hmm.
Logic. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Jaw Logic. I'm gonna holla at you, man. I'm gonna thank you so much for taking the time, and I got a lot of shows coming up. I'm gonna plug that after before but
Yes.
hopefully we can link up. There's a lot of shows
Yes.
coming up,
Yes. Yes. I
and
definitely
thank
will.
and
Speaking
Avis.
of,
Yeah,
yes.
we got to do something together, all right?
Oh, it's gonna happen. No, it's definitely gonna happen. Yes, I said no. It's going to happen. I'll follow for sure. Please do. Please do. Again, I say this with a lot of folks, but for real, the people that come on, y'all, they are giving y'all
Thank you.
quality. He's giving you quality
Logic, thank you.
and quantity, bruh. Quality and quantity, man.
Thank you.
So please, saying they look for the windows as I run this errand. Okay, I see you. I see you, bro, over here trying to throw bars. You always do that, bro. But it's all good. Hey, again, thank y'all for being here and showing time. If y'all have any questions y'all want to ask Marlon, please throw them in there as we're continuing, because we are getting close to the end. And
Shout out to
again, brother,
everybody tuning in.
yes, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, just being here in this space with us as well too, brother. I keep saying that because to me, that's an important aspect that I know people can never get back. And it is very valuable to me when people give of their time. So again, I just want to say that again. Thank you so much for giving of your time and being here. And now I see again on there, because I'm only speaking on the rarities and remixes, and I have to ask you this, bro. I know probably where I'm going with this, because I
What?
had too many conversations with people asking and talking about this. I see there's a few tracks that you have that are titled Freestyle.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, brother, what's your definition of freestyle?
Well, when I say freestyle on the mixtape joint, it just means that the beat is someone else's. The beat's not original. So I just mean like it's just yeah, it's just freestyle that that I wrote it, but that's for mixtape purposes. Now, when we're talking about freestyle off the top of the head,
Okay.
I'm talking about rhymes off the top, you know.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I just say freestyle on the end of the songs for mixtape purposes to let people know it's not my beat, it's a mixtape,
Hey, that's news. That's news to me. Honestly, I didn't know that was a signal to know that this was like, for me, when I hear a beat or I see the producer's name like by it, that you have it there. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get
Like,
it.
remember when Lil Wayne dropped a milli, a
Yes,
milli, a milli? I remember everybody rhymed on that beat, and people would say
yes.
like, styling freely on the beat. Yes, we got heat with the ill technique. Every time we speak, sort of unique with the ill technique. Every time that we speak, I guess it's out of reach. Yes, I gotta teach, just like the teacher. Gotta preach her, gotta reach her down to the ozone when the drop flows like comatose. Every time we dropping those, yo, shouts to A.D.V.I.S on the microphone. I got mad practice, got tactics, not the mic like plastic. I gotta check in the psychiatric evaluation when it busts like masturbation, ejaculation, all across the nation, emancipation, proclamation.
Woo! Look at my goodness, man. Impromptu. He just gave y'all the art of freestyle right there. Going in, going
Mark
in,
Ford,
man.
what up, Mark Ford?
And peace to everyone. Peace to the love. Yeah. That's the promotional / commercial way of use the term. Okay, he is correct. But if you in a cipher, a freestyle is a freestyle. Okay, I'm just checking again because I just wanted. I know because I went and
Adobo.
watched the documentary a number of times, as well as I've heard people say they're back and forth with how they are on
Mark
that.
Ford. I want to give a shout out to Mark Ford. Yo,
Yes,
man, I'm so proud of you, fam. I love you, man. Mad props in everything you're doing. Let's
beautiful.
talk. Let's talk to Mark.
And I think you've already gotten to show it, man. He said, "Yeah, that man, been a freestyle killer." Yeah, I look at
Y'all
not
check
only
out
just
my.
right now, not only right now, but
Thanks,
again when I
Mark.
got to see you perform, and we was just kicking freestyles back and forth there, man. I'm just like, yo, this brother can go, man. Look at
Thanks,
that,
Mark.
all the love.
Y'all add Mark Ford, Peepers music, doing things from the ox in a big way.
That's what's up.
Multi-talented, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Let me tell
Nah.
you.
It's like, yo, don't do it. Just take it. Take it freestyle. All right, just take it, okay? Take those flowers. Keep them. I don't want them.
Thanks, Mark.
That's what's up. You said
Means a lot.
humility. You said humility,
Means a lot.
brother. You said humility, and it's well deserved, brother. Like I said,
Thank you,
all of
man.
the
Yes,
years
y'all.
that you put out, man, all the years you've been doing and putting into work, the love and the art, it shows, and it shows in the interactions and the people that you meet, brother. So, please, yes, take those
I love you
flowers.
guys. I love you guys. Thank you.
Now, with that being said, from the project, again, I know it's just something you wanted to put at the top as well as just to get out there to, have for listeners to have before you get into the next album with the Orphan. But what's one message from the project that you would want your listeners to get and know just from this Rarities and Remixes?
For this last mixtape,
Mm-hmm.
what do I want them to take out of it?
Mm-hmm.
I want them to enjoy the music and I'm paying homage to like Bob Marley, Jackson 5, Marvin Gaye, Large Professor, Madlib, Ninth Wonder, and I'm also showcasing my friends in San Diego that made beats, and it's just a mixtape before my album drops, and but I'm really trying to work on the Orphan, and it means a lot to me that people are still tuning in, streaming, still going to the shows,
Yes.
and I'm only getting older, and I'm just glad that I'm still here doing this. I'm glad to be alive, man. Like
Beautiful.
life is so short that you know I know I got a chance to say a lot in my music, and I hope people will keep listening even after I pass. You never know what goes on, you know.
Yes.
You never know how life's gonna go, you know.
Yes.
But I'm just grateful that I'm still alive, you know.
That's awesome. And now, speaking of that, when it comes to being live and having so much
Mm-hmm.
that you've put out and you've gotten to share with the world, what are your thoughts on longevity?
When's the last time I had a show in the Bay?
Mm.
It was with Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue was the first artist to take me on tour, and we
Oh.
did a show in the Bay in 2016, 15, 16, I think. Yeah, it's been a while. So, man, hey, book me, man. Get at me. We can talk after the show. What was your question? Add this, my bad.
Insane. Oh no, you're good. Again, appreciate y'all throwing in comments and
Chas,
questions.
I love the Bay, by the way.
Yes.
Super fun.
Oh man. My question I had for you was, what are your thoughts on longevity?
Man, like for example, I was telling you about the Super Bowl. I just love how like Eminem and Dre is still out there and Snoop is still out there killing it, including Mary J, you know. But I think the key to that is you gotta be a fan of the culture, you gotta be a fan of music,
Mm.
and you gotta love this. And I think every now and then we fall out of love with music, but I know that I did, but I'm back to I'm in love again, you know, like and I think I fall in and out of love with like how the music business goes. But I just love making music and creating it. And unfortunately, I gotta deal with the music business.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to navigate through that. It's not easy all the time, you know, but I'm just grateful for people that still fucking with the music.
Yes.
That's gratifying enough, you know.
Mm. Mm. And on top of that, what are your thoughts on presence when it comes to your life and passions? Because you do, if I can speak a bit on that, is when you do rock a mic and you're on the stage, you have really good presence on the stage, and the way that you use the stage, you're not like the folks that be just sitting there and they'll just be in that one particular spot, kind of just doing the 1-2 step in the one side right there. Like, nah, you taking up, you like, hey, this is my space right here. I'm going here. I'm looking at you. I'm getting the person in the back. I'm getting all my angles right. Shouts out the sign. Like, I love the way that you use that space and you command and you own that space. Because again, an MC moves the crowd, but of course you got to be able to move around so the crowd can feel you. So when it comes to presence, and I see you, man, you do a great job at that.
I appreciate you as this. Thank you. I remember Biggie saying like, if you're not drenched in sweat when you get off the stage, you just
Yeah.
didn't rock it hard enough. I remember Biggie
Mm.
saying that, like, like you got to be drenched in sweat when you get off that stage, or you just didn't rock it hard enough. So like,
Mm.
I mean, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, you know. So like, I've been through all types of like shows of situations where I just think the more you do it, the more you do it, guys. Like you'll just
Yep.
the more you do using the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more you do it, the more you get better at your craft, and that goes to like writing rhymes and recording. Because I think the technique to be a recording artist is way
Yes.
different to be a performer. because it's like this. It's like this, right? Yeah, you can record it, but can you perform it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, and that's a
Can
whole
you?
nother setup. But go ahead.
Like we can freestyle all day, but can you write it down and record it?
Yes.
Like can you record in the studio? You
Mm-hmm.
know, so and that also takes practice. It takes. I'm on the 12th album, guys. I'm still trying to figure it out, and it just takes practice. I just believe in like repetition, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
just gotta keep doing it. There's no other way around it. You know what I mean?
This muscle memory, you create that muscle memory, and once you go from that muscle memory, man, you're able to even grow further into different muscles, be able to go into specific parts and really start to tone that down because you got your foundation after that. And of course, Ja over here saying you got to make love to that stage. I hear you. I hear
You
you.
gotta make love to the
Yes.
stage. Yeah.
Yes. I hear you. Yes. Nah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, brother. Um, I do got one more question left for you, and also before we do in leaving out to, of course, let you get your plugs in and tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, and all these things. I also want to leave the option because you've already broke us off a little bit with that freestyle, the impromptu freestyle, which was dope. You also have an option if you want towards the end, if you wanted to perform a song or perform just something, that's inside you, my G. You can do that as well. As we're getting close to ending this.
UEP you in.
Yes. Shouts
UEP
out to
you in, man. What
Huey
up?
P as well too. Another dope
UEP.
brother representing New Orleans, Louisiana in the
Oh
building
shit. What up?
all
What
over the
up?
place. So shouts out to my brother Huey P and everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming through. Um but yeah, those are there for you. What I got this last question, which I think I know the answer to already. I don't want to do the, assumption games, but I was, peeping game when I was listening to some of your songs. And I mean, I heard the answer, so maybe it's still the same. But I leave this question with every person I get to interview. And the question basically is when it comes to how you proceed with life and how you create your art and things, is it quality or quantity?
How do I perceive my art?
So how is quality
My
or
my art.
quantity?
I'm gonna be honest. When I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
in my 20s, I think quantity was more important to me.
Mm,
Just the fact that I kept dropping and dropping albums year after year after year, I think that was important to me. I don't know why I was trying to meet the yearly deadline all the time, but as I'm getting older, I think quality means more.
mm, mm. And why
I
is
think
that?
I think I'm allowed to take my time with the music. I don't think there should be a set date in stone, you know? I think I'm allowed to take my time. I think I'm allowed to get cold feet and leave it alone for a while.
Yes.
Um, but I got about 7, 8 songs that I'm proud of. But I think I'm not done yet. I think I need about 8 more. And and making an album is like you really got to bring your life into this. You got to like talk about your life, how you see it, and I care about it so much, man. I'm so passionate about it that it's I get anxious, you know. I get
Mm,
anxiety to make music sometimes. I'm I'm
mm.
I'm a weird I'm a weirdo, you know.
Look, I think that's just a creative's not only struggle, but that's their
I
also
yeah,
their strength.
I get nervous. I care about it so much that I get nervous about making it
Yes.
perfect, you know.
We all got to have a bit of that anxiousness to remind us that we're alive. So
Hmm.
I'm with you on that, brother. And what you definitely do create is quality. And I'm glad that you spoke on.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you spoke on that realm of change because I got my folks that all come up in here and it's already like, man, it's quality all day, bro. Like you don't even gotta ask me that question and I'm just like, I appreciate it because for me, at the same way, I would definitely give you the quality versus the quantity. But I know the that that kindred relationship that both quality and quantity have because again, it can span out to where, like you said before, of how much you were putting that out, as well as for you to be able to understand the other side, you have had to go on down that road.
But I do think to become a better seasoned performer, to be a seasoned artist, I do think quantity counts.
Yes.
Because I think the more you do it, the more you do it, the more you release, there's gonna be some flops, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not every song is gonna connect. Not every show is gonna be packed. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You gotta go through the peaks and valleys to get seasoned. Sometimes you go to the show, there's 5 people there. Sometimes there's 50, but
Yes.
sometimes there's 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And sometimes there's 1,000. And I think you got to keep working yourself up, 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 up. You know what I mean? Like by the time you get on stage where you're rocking 1,000, you're rocking
Mm-hmm.
it like you're still rocking it. You're rocking it comfortably, like as if there was just 5 people there. You know,
Mm.
but you don't develop thick skin by taking shortcuts in the music business. You got to go through the Chitlin circuit. I'm still in the Chitlin
Ooh.
circuit.
Okay, little brother
Uh,
reference. Okay. Okay.
keep, you know what I'm saying? Keep shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, shouts to Chris Fader. Like, some albums will get a lot of streams.
Mm-hmm.
Some won't.
Yeah.
And some songs will get a lot of streams and some won't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's a game for y'all. And
Some, you know, music videos. Some people really love the music video. Sometimes a lot of people will reshare the flyers. Sometimes they won't. Um, Being an independent artist is the hardest thing. But I think if you love music,
yes.
you're gonna attract your real fans and your real, not, I don't want to say fans. You're gonna attract your real supporters.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're gonna attract the the people who really love your music for what it is. You know.
Yes. And really also get to connect with the person that's also behind the music at the
Hmm.
same time. So I'm all for that. I'm all with that. Man. Okay, yes. Okay, Ja, thank you for that question because we was about to end out, but go ahead. We got Ja with another question. He said, where's your favorite place to perform? Like what city?
Like coming from Southern Cali, like I've done a lot of LA, Orange County, San Diego, Ventura County for sure. San Bernardino, you know, and all
Yeah.
that. But like I love the Bay Area. I've done New York. I've done New York. I've done Phoenix, but
Mm-hmm.
I've done Oakland. But
Mm-hmm.
I miss New York. I miss New York too, you know.
Hmm. Man. Thank you again, brother. Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
A.D.V.I.S.
man. Thank you
Yo,
for this. This has been another installment, y'all, of more interviews with the brother Marlon D. If y'all want to go check him out, he's gonna give you all the stuff right now. And before we do pop out, man, please plug everything. Is there anything else, last thing you want to say to everybody, please?
yo, to everybody tuning in to peep my catalog from 2005 to 2022, it's going to be the link on my bio at M.O.O.R.E. And my whole catalog is also available on Spotify, Apple Music, and all platforms. Just type Marlon D. My newest album, 13th and Broadway, is now out. And my newest mixtape, Rarities and Remixes, is now available on my Bandcamp. Um, as far as shows, I will be in Mayan Bar and Grill this Thursday night at Monrovia. I go on at 8 p.m. And March 5th, I will be at Witch's Brew Cocktail with Do It For
Which is
Music with
brew.
Witch's Brew with Owen. Um, March 12th, I will be
Mm-hmm.
in
And shouts out to
Sultan.
Owen.
Shouts to Owen. I'll be at Sultan C for the Inward Music Festival. It's going to be the first music festival on that side of town. It's going to be by Joshua Tree. And then
Mm.
March 18, I'm coming back home to Simi Valley, Ventura County with Mike Blast, South Provoke, and Bonnie Blue.
Mm.
And that's all I can think of for March 8th. For March, there's more shows
Woo!
coming up in April, but that's all I can think of right now. But hope
That's
to catch you
mad
guys at
dope.
the show.
Yes. Again, y'all.
Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Love y'all.
Yes. Again, y'all. This has been another installment of More Interviews, aka Memoirs of Our Real Experiences. And I didn't know, did you want to perform something before I close that out? Is there anything you wanted to?
There's a lot of stages to make sure you wear a condom.
Oh my goodness, this brother.
We can take it back to the park jams. I can still remember when you broke my heart down. It's a tale of a small town with the ill story. Spirit guys like Killers forming. Any category like Jeopardy, you gotta let the wheel spin. Gotta cherish your real friends. You all need a team. You was lying. You can say you don't. You can say that you will. You can say you won't. True that all hours I just stay afloat. I paid ways without knowing. Yeah, I made this oath. Man, I gotta get some money till the casket drops. Man, I used to be the laughing stock. When the laughing stops, the album reach random spots. Man, nights I had to walk random blocks. Back in 9 to 5, I had to hear random shots. Right aside mom's window, random plots. Man, I had to find a way out. The foundation, the blueprint, the layout. And yo, a young OG is like I'm halfway between all the youngest and the older has never intervened. This divine intervention, honorable mention. Ox City microphone hatchman. I was just a batchman, team player, played my role. Dear God, please save my soul. Peace.
Woo! With that, y'all, we're done. Done killed it. The mics dropped. All the stages. We're protected. We're good to go. But with that, y'all, we'll see y'all next time for another installment of more interviews. Please go check out the brother Marlon D again, streaming all platforms. Check out
A.D.V.I.S.
everything. Go there, man. You already know, brother.
A.D.V.I.S. You the
We
man,
gonna,
dog. I'm
yeah,
hit right now. I'm hit right now.
yeah. We gonna
Jar
definitely do
Logic,
that. Yes.
Chris Fader.
With
Thank you
that,
guys. Love
y'all,
y'all. I'm gonna hit you.
when it comes to this, again, don't forget to continue to write your memoirs and experience to keep growing and sharing your life. But with that, y'all, thank y'all so much for this interview, and we will catch y'all next time for another more interviews. More to come. All right, y'all. From me
Love,
and from
peace.
Marlon, peace and love.
One.